Okay, so let's see how we can install R packages, or actually how we should prepare before we start installing R packages. So now I'm logged in on RStudio here, and I also have opened my terminal window here next to it. And this is how it very often looks like when we work on Orion. We have the terminal login on the login node, and we have the RStudio here. So what we need to do now before we start, or we should do this before we start installing R packages. We should tell R and RStudio where to install the R packages, in which folder. Because if you don't do this, RStudio will choose a folder, and this may not be a good choice for later. So let's see how we can do this. First, we create a new file here in RStudio, like this, untitled it says, empty, right? Ready to start typing in. And before we type in something here, we should now decide which folder should we use for our packages. You can see that here in the files pane, if you have this files window open in RStudio, you will now see listed all the files in your home folder. And there are no files here, but there is a subfolder called R. And if I go into the terminal window here and I list like this, ls, you will also see the same, R is listed. So this was actually automatically created when you logged into RStudio the first time. There's a subfolder called R that was created, and no other files yet because we have just started using this account. So perhaps we should store our R packages in that R folder. So let's move into that R folder here, like this, cd into R. And then I list the content here. And here you can see there is something called library 4.3. And this is something that has been created automatically by RStudio. But now I will make a new folder, a separate, where I want to store my R packages. And then I create this folder here, and I call it mylib. And the only reason I choose this name is because this is what is used as an example in my module 1 document. You can call it whatever you like, this folder, like this. And if I list again, you can see it has also been created now next to the other one that was already there. So this is the folder I want to use now as my R package folder. If I click in here, you can see the same thing now, right? But let me click back again up here. So I'm in my home now. So in order to tell R where to install R packages, we need to create a file in our home folder. And this file should contain one particular text. And this is the text. Lib paths. And then in quotes like this, the exact path to this folder. I use this tilde r mylib like this. So this is now short for your home folder. Under there should be a subfolder called R, and under there again there should be a folder called mylib. Right? We can see it here. Home R mylib. And this is empty now, but it will fill with stuff once we have start to install RPX. And then important, one line shift here, so that you can see there are 2 lines of code. And now we save this file, save as, under this in the home folder. This is important. It has to be saved in your home folder, not in the R folder, in your home folder. And it should be called .r profile. Nothing more and nothing less. Dot first, capital R profile. Save. Now, what happens now is that each time you start R, whether it's in RStudio or in some other instance, it will always look into your home folder to see if it finds this particular file. That's why it has to have this name. And if it finds this file, it will execute the commands in that file, the R commands. So this is a proper R command. You can actually copy this and run it in the console window here. But this will now automatically be executed each time you start R. And this is the command to tell R where to store and find R packages for your user, right? So in order to make this work now, we should restart R. And that's and notice, you don't restart R by just clicking away this window, because R is now running on RStudio is now running on Orion, right? So in order to restart, you have to go here and type quit session like this, start new session. And then it will take some time and restart again. And now, if everything has been working properly now, if you go to Tools, Install Packages, it should come up a window here after some seconds there. And then notice here in the lower here, Install to Library. And this is exactly the folder we specified, because /mnt/users/bin, this is my home folder. The first three folders that specifies from the top of the file tree. This is the same as this wave, the tilde, right? And then /r, yeah, /mylib, yes. So now RStudio has found my R profile file and understand that this is where our packages should be stored and searched for my user. Now I can start installing packages here. For instance, this microsec package, which is a small R package we have made ourselves. It starts installing that one, and this should, yeah, it takes some time because there's some C++ code to be compiled, as we say. So this it will take a minute or so to install that package. But we can now go into the login window here and see ls. If we go now down to this mylib folder and look here now, you can see that, yeah, this microsec package is now being installed. So there is now a new folder called microsec here, where the files required like that. Yeah, now the installation is complete, and now I bet this one is gone because this is temporary installation thing. Yeah. So now you can see I have installed the package microsec, and if I go up here now, library microsec, it loads. Yep, this was successful. So now in that folder and mylib, here will now appear your R packages. If you go back to the home folder, if I just type cd and nothing more, I jump to my home. It doesn't look like you have this R profile. Where is that file? It should be here in my home folder. Well, to see all files starting with a dot is what we call hidden files. So in order to see them, you have to type -a. And then you can see there are actually many of them. And most of them are created automatically when you log in the first time. But here you can see it. This one we created now. and this R history was automatically created by RStudio and so on. Yeah, we will come back to this one next module, I think. But now we are ready to install R packages. So now you can just install, and I recommend using this way of installing R packages, at least as long as you install from the CRAN, the ordinary repository. When you do Bioconductor, you have to do it slightly different, but then the recipe is, you find it on their homepage. We will do that in an exercise. Okay.